in the co-main event, this is an interesting matchup, fellas. We have Clay Guida, the longtime legend, the Hall of Famer, taking on the young and up-and-comer in Claudio Puelles. Now, this is a lightweight fight. This is a matchup of the old dog and the young bull that are separated by 15 years, 46 pro fights, and this is, like we say, this is a very, very interesting styles clash. A 40-year-old taking on a 25-year-old who is not even close to peaking. The man is still just barely getting done growing, for that matter.
I haven't even begun to peak yet.
So when we're talking Puelles, for those who might not know who he is, just because he is still such a young kid and he's only into his 5th fight in the UFC, folks, he has 2 knee bars already within his first 4 completed fights of the UFC. That is no easy feat. I'm not sure what the record is for the most knee bars for a single person in UFC history, but he's already climbing up that list.
Yeah, and especially going against someone like Clay Guida, who's a forward pressure type of fighter. He's going to try and wrestle you. He might get into some sticky situations. Like, what does Clay Guida still have to prove? You're a Hall of Famer, dude. But it's hard to tell someone to stop when that's what you love.
For real.
Agreed. And if we're talking like somebody like Clay Guida, who he has fought more than a dozen legit world champions or world title contenders, along with a myriad of other legends out there in the combat sports world, and he is still pushing forward with a full head of steam. Keep in mind, in his last fight, he did win by rear naked choke just a few months ago. So he is still, like we say, he is marching forward with a full head of steam, burping like crazy at 40 years old. His hairline's pushed back a little bit more than what it was at one point and thinning a little bit. Sometimes it's like you might need to just Elsa and let it go, my man. But I think that we might see that young kid also get really tested as to where he's at.
On the ground,
somebody like Claudio, hey, we know that you're a promising young talent, but depending on how you're able to do against a guy like Clay Guida, who is as seasoned and experienced, that's going to tell us where your trajectory is right now. If you're able to go out and pass this test with flying colors, maybe we start to give you the push and you begin to be fast-tracked. If it's a little bit of a close fight, and maybe we just keep on inching you along. And obviously, if you take the lesson, then you have to figure out what's next.
Yeah, and with Clay Guida coming into this, and you did just remind me that he won his last fight by rear naked choke. He's a tough, durable guy, and Claudio is really known for his ground game, so he is going to get tested at where his heart is, where's his conditioning at. And if you look at the lines on Clay Guida winning by submission, you had a plus 1,000. But if you think Claudio is really that good and that much better than Clay Guida, guess where his is sitting at? Win by submission, plus 400. Either way, I kind of believe this fight's going to be on the ground. It's going to be against the fence. I don't see it being a stand-up, a striking, or a boxing match. So those are some pretty decent odds right there to play around with.
That being said, with all of those tantalizing lines out there in front of us, what do you go with?
Jordan, I've said this from the day I started, till the wheels fall off. And Clay Guida's out here proving everyone he's going to ride this thing into the dirt. So I got to go with Clay Guida. It's sitting at a pick 'em right now. They're both at minus 110. So I'm going with Clay Guida.
Any thoughts,
Clay
Yeti?
Guida, bro.
Taking Clay Guida.
He's
we got to run with the Carpenter. He's a legend. He's an absolute legend.
He's electric. He's a guy, bro.
I'm bearish on the pick, full disclosure, but my heart says go with Clay Guida in that one.
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps us continue to produce this original MMA content and bring it for you every single week. Tune in to the MMA Plug presented by DenverSportsBetting.com on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m.
or live stream at DenverSportsBetting.com/radio.